Hi. Okay. Hello. Herbie had a bad dream last night and he came in our room so upset. Okay. Got it. Good morning. Okay. There we go. Good morning, everyone. It was a whirlwind of a morning. Miss Winnie had school photos today. And I picked her up a new dress and new shoes and new socks, like little socks with like the little girly ones that like fold over with the lace. And we had to wash her hair and we had to get her all ready to go. She's wearing a blue dress with horses on it. And I went kind of bold with the blue dress. Often she will only wear like perceived girly colors, pink, purple. Oh, there's Adrian. We're gonna do not disturb her. Hold on. Sorry, girlfriend. Okay. And we braided her hair, and it was so cute because like all the boys were like, "Winnie, you're so beautiful." She was like twirling around. Oh, goodness, it's so fun. She is just an exhausting little fun little angel. What else happened this morning? I think it was a good morning. I've shared this with my supporters a lot, my supporter group. I feel like no matter how hard I try, we just cannot get in a groove in the mornings. And I know what to do. I know what to do. I and yet every morning it's like, what do you want for breakfast? Just tell me. Kristen, it was a boat-in dress. Okay, so I live in a suburb of the Twin Cities, Minnesota, and we have the Mall of America. And the Mall of America has like every store you could possibly want in theory. And so I would say twice a year, maybe once, I run to Nordstrom's and I will get outfits for the kids for photos. And Nordstrom's is a little bit out of my price range of what I want to spend on kids' clothes. But when it's a special occasion, I was like, yes. So I went and got her some dresses. And is it Bowden? I mean, these are the cutest dresses I have ever seen. I mean, this is it. This is the top. And oh goodness. So I had so much fun. But Winnie's really like opinionated about her clothes. And I hear that that's a natural girl thing. They had this like, it's going to sound not cute, but just trust me, it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. It was like, they were like red, like flared pants, and then this like sweater vest with flowers on it. I know that sounds silly, but it was like honestly probably the cutest outfit I've ever seen. And I like had it in my hand and I was like, oh, she'll fight me on this. She will fight me on this. She hates wearing pants. She wants to wear dresses or shorts. And I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the fight. Not going to do it. But I knew the dress with the horse. I'm like, this is it. This is the top one. But my kids are really hard on clothes. My kids are very, very hard on clothes. Not Cooper, but even like Sawyer, all of them, worn out knees, dragging their toes in their shoes, putting holes in their shoes. My kids are painting. They're in the mud. Every day when she comes home from preschool, she has like, she loves imaginative play in the sandbox. So she's like always has like mud on her face and sand. And that's what I want. That is what I want my kids to do. So I don't ever want to put them in clothes where I feel bad that they wreck them, unless it's a special occasion like today. So I've never been a fancy clothes buyer, as my kids are wild beasts. They're just wild. So I sent her off, and so she has this like really stiff smile. I'm like, Winnie, how are you going to smile? And she's like, I was like, that is really nice. That's really nice. I'm like, how about we like shake it up? So she goes, and I'm like, smile natural. She's like, yes, yeah, that's it right there. So I don't know what we're going to get with that one. And with Cooper, we're doing retakes. I've never done retakes with Cooper because getting school photos with him are nearly impossible, but I'm going to try this year. He was pretty sick when he had his photos taken earlier, and I think I've shared this with you numerous times. He has very severe apraxia. So apraxia is a common comorbidity with autism. There's whole definitions for apraxia, so please know I'm very much sugarcoating this. But he struggles to use his mouth, and so his tongue, move his mouth. Some signs of apraxia that we saw was really hard for him to use a straw, blow out birthday candles. He still can't kiss. He can't do that. He goes, "Pah," when he kisses. He didn't drink from a cup till he was 6. The water would just drip out the side. I had a therapist tell me that if kids eat, like they're stronger on the sides, we have more muscle on the sides of our mouth. So he would eat his chicken nuggets out the side, or like I can still see him as a toddler, like drinking his sippy cup, like out the side. Lots of signs of apraxia, please. No, that's very sugarcoating. But so he loses his smile. It just happens. And sometimes people are pretty mean on social media, and they're like, why does he look like that? And I'm like, well, in his mind, he's smiling, but it's just missing, but we'll get it back. And so when he had his photos taken the first week of school, he was sick. So had a lot of drainage from his nose, and then he had lost his smile for a little bit. So he was just like, in all the photos, they took like 6. They tried really hard for me. They're very sweet. So we're going to try one more time for him. The other 2 boys are adorable, and yeah. Sawyer's hair is getting very long. Sawyer has a perm, a hockey player, baseball player. He reminds me of like a 1980s baseball player with the kind of hair sticking out the bottom. He said, it's getting hard to take care of. And, oh, thanks, Kelly. I will. I'll write that down. He says it's getting hard to take care of. And then he said he's sick of being teased. And I'm like, well, do you love your hair? And he's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, well, then you got to decide. I mean, if you love it, then who cares what people think? But if the teasing really bothers you, then let's cut it a little bit shorter. And he opted to cut it. So then I made the appointment, and I was like, we're going to go next Tuesday. And he's like, I made it for 8 a.m. so he wouldn't miss school. And he goes, what if it looks terrible? I'm like, it won't look terrible. You're the cutest person alive. Like, it won't look terrible. He's like, I'm nervous. I'm like, don't be nervous. But I mean, if his hair wasn't permed, I bet it's down to here. That's bananas to me. All my boys have always had like short, I mean, after toddlerhood, the short, I guess, crewish cuts types, short hair. So we're doing that. What else is going on? We are like deep into Cynthia. It's not technically that long. I mean, it's really only like right here. I think our rule at Catholic school is shoulders for boys, and it's like, because it's permed, so it's like right here. If it was long, I think they'd be all over it. But I'm trying to think of some updates. We're like really deep into hockey tryouts for Sawyer and Harbor. Harbor's are just like 2 days, but because he's a mite. But for Sawyer, it's a lifetime. It's like 6 or 7 days of tryouts. They have outside people evaluate the kids. They're peewees. If you're a hockey person, just kind of like, this is bananas. And if you're not, it's bananas. And parents are not allowed in the building. They have to send them in. Numbers are kept a secret. Everything's kept a secret. And so they all start based on last year, and they whittle them down and they whittle them down and they whittle them down. And it's like outside. And then I am making this number up because I don't know, but let's say there's 100 peewees. I don't know. There could be less, 75. I'm not sure. Then these outside evaluators, after like 7 days, rank the kids. And then the coaches come in and pick their kids. I didn't grow up playing hockey. I didn't even have hockey at my school. I'm from a very small, very, very, very small school in Wisconsin. Hockey wasn't even a thing for us. And so this is just crazy to me. So he has, is it his fourth tryout tomorrow and the 5th on Saturday. It's serious. Hockey is serious. We already finished baseball tryouts, found out about that. We have kind of a lot going on. I mean, we just keep ourselves really busy. Harvey is finishing soccer this weekend and then doing winter soccer. He loves it. Harbor, my 6-year-old, loves anything that his friends are at. I mean, everything is like the best. He's just, when I think of the like best personality traits, I think of him. He's just so sunshiny. So he has hockey right now. Doesn't start yet. He has tryouts and then soccer. Miss Winnie is dancing and doing horseback riding. That's 2 days a week. Is that everything that's going on? I think Cooper's honestly like has the least going on right now. Although we have, we just shared the sign up for our trunk or treat. So if you are Minnesota local or Wisconsin, because I live close to Wisconsin, my group does a sensory friendly trunk or treat in Woodbury. I open it up to my subscribers first. And then if there's room, so first, that's the plug to come join that. But we do an event every month for them. And then, so it's sensory trunk or treat, and then sensory Santa is the next one. It's super fun. It's super cute. And so I'll open it up for you guys after we get them signed up. But come, if you're local, come. You can meet me and the kids and awesome families. And it's bananas to me that there's still families that live around here that aren't coming to the events that have kids with autism. We're here and we're getting together and we're fun. And we just had a picnic. Come. So Cooper has that. And then I think that's everything that's going on. I'm flying to Fort Wayne, Indiana tomorrow. Is today Wednesday or Thursday? What day is it today? Oh my God, it's Thursday. I'm flying to Fort Wayne, Indiana tomorrow. I'm speaking in Ottawa, Ohio on Saturday. I have 2 presentations, one for educators and one for the community. And I get to see a lot of my friends. I can't wait. Robin will so if you join my supporter group, it's that button that's pinned, then you'll know about every monthly event, because some of them are just they fill up. And then if we don't fill up, then I open it up wider. But if you want to meet awesome Minnesota families, join my group. They're so great. We have the best families here. Okay, I think is that everything that's happening in my world right now? Oh, I think that I finished my intro and my first chapter of my new book yesterday. I think I'm going to send it to my editor today and see if it's garbage or see if it's okay. hope it's not garbage. Do I have it right here? So essentially, I am writing a book. I am writing the book. This is what I'm writing. When your child is diagnosed with autism, you're expected to be an expert that day. And I'm going to say 99.9% of parents have no idea what they're doing. So I am writing a book. I'm not telling you what I'm calling it yet. And I'm going to talk about everything I know about being a caregiver. I wish I had my notes here. But no, I don't. So let's talk about getting a diagnosis. Let's talk about getting supports and services like waivers and Medicaid. Let's talk about living with grief. Let's talk about building community. Let's talk about stepping into advocacy. Let's talk about having more kids. Let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about relationships. So I'm going to send my first 2 chapters to my editor. And if she says it's garbage, then I'm going to not write it. I'm serious. I'm really overwhelmed. But if she says it's good, let's hope she doesn't. Wink, wink. Then I will write it. I'm nervous. Nervous. Anyhow, okay. Let's talk about, just for my topic today before I hop off, let's talk about teaching independent skills. Okay. So Cooper was diagnosed at just shy of age 4 with his diagnosis was severe nonverbal autism with the language impairment. We've added in anxiety, OCD, apraxia, all kinds of fun things, right? And I would say from age birth to 10, Cooper was unwilling to try pretty much anything. Now, I know that he does not have oppositional defiance disorder. He does not have PDA. Everything was no. Everything was no. It was just, here's a new chocolate chip cookie. No. Stack the blocks. No. Let's go for a walk. No. Let's play. No. Let's put on these clothes. No. It was just, it really felt like Cooper lived in his own world. He wanted to be in his own world. He didn't want to necessarily engage. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to go to school. He didn't want to do anything. And that's when our world got really small. It got better as we had more kids just because we were forced to be in the world. And then, I started Coop's Troops and we started having events and I met families. But a lot of that didn't even happen for me until Cooper was probably 10 or 11 and he's 14 now. You're not connected at school because when your child's in special ed for us and he's not a non-speaker, I didn't know any kids in his class and I wasn't going to basketball games for him and I wasn't meeting anybody. And, the isolation is just devastating. It is. I won't, that's my hill. The isolation is really hard. And there were some years where I was like, okay, this is it. If I force him to do anything, he melts down. The meltdowns were getting bigger. They were getting harder. And, parents, I think, just feel so conflicted. I'll just speak for me. I felt so conflicted. He's getting older. I'm getting older. I need to teach him things. There's so much I have to do before I die. I'm joking, but I'm being serious, right? There's so many things. Like, I remember when I first started blogging, I interviewed this woman. Her name, I was looking to see if I have her book here. Eve Mengrel, Eve something. I'm just looking at the books. I think her book was called Learning to Kiss. It was like a million trillion years ago. And she said something to me that scared me and all the things. She said, you need to teach him as much as you can because someday someone else will be doing it for them. And you want your child to be able to do as much as they can so you know that it's done right and safe and all of those things. So examples are like buckling his seatbelt and putting his shoes on and brushing his teeth. And you want all those things. And I remember thinking, like, are you kidding me? Like, he will never. I can't even get him to wear shoes. I can't even get him to stay in a car seat. Like, I mean, and that's the thing that, like, I don't think is said enough, is that as parents of autistic children, for me, I like have to teach him everything. Where neurotypical children, so I have 3 other kids. Let's just take Winnie. She's my youngest. Winnie's always used a fork and a spoon. Always. Like, I feel like I can't remember a time. Like, I can see her like not even able to walk, like using a spoon. She's always tried to put her shoes on. She's always tried to dress herself. She's always, I do it, I do it. And so neurotypical kids just learn from seeing and watching and observing and wanting to and willingness to try. And Cooper never had those skills. And I'm just seeing them now at 14 with making his own chicken nuggets. There's nothing else he's not going to ever pick up a toothbrush and do it alone without prompting, maybe, but he's not going to, everything takes prompting, but the nuggets, the food, that's it. That's been our breakthrough at 14. But prior to this, I couldn't ever get him to do anything. And so the pressure is just, immensely heavy. And every parent that has a child like Cooper, everyone, I'm going to say everyone, is terrified for when they get bigger than you. So right now, Cooper and I weigh essentially the exact same thing. I weigh 150, he weighs 153. But not that long ago, he weighed 190. He was up to 189 pounds. Game over. What do you expect me to do? That's terrifying. And so I felt this immense pressure to teach him as much as I could before he got bigger than me. When they're toddlers, when they're small, you pick them up and throw them over your shoulder and out you go. You carry them by their, out you go. There's no moving him now. If Cooper sits down, game over. Like, I'll wait you out, pal. I'm here. And I would say, so, the way our story goes, Cooper started anxiety medication around age 8, and that was a big game changer for him. Just helped him immensely. I was very anti-med. That's another topic. I didn't even think about that. Why would I want to put that in the book, though? Maybe I do. Anyhow, I was very anti-med because I was scared. I felt like I was a failure, and that was the wrong way of thinking. So that's why I say that. Meds have helped Cooper immensely. He's not a zombie. His personality isn't changed. I don't think he could live without an anxiety med happily and safely. Anyhow, so we started seeing progress around age 8. Middle school was real hard for Cooper. I don't ever throw around the word trauma, but I have educational trauma from middle school, just hard. But I would say around age 12, 13, I saw this like subtle switch in Cooper. Not a switch. A little morph. Where he was suddenly willing to maybe try. So, let that give hope. I'm just going to say that again. Willingness to try is probably one of the most amazing things ever. And we didn't have willingness to try until maybe 12. And so now, and again, there's limitations to willingness to try. Like, is he gonna eat a piece of cold broccoli? No. But will he Will he try on a pair of boots that he's never been willing to wear before, even if they're uncomfortable? Will he try for 5 seconds? Yeah, I could. I think I could do it. And so once this willingness to try started, I'm like, okay, we're going to start working on some things. And the thing with parenting is it's exhausting. Please don't like tell me it's not. I'm like exhausted. I actually like felt like giving up last night. I'm just like, I'm tired. And that's neither here nor there. I think I'm just tired. But as parents, it's like, do we just do it? Or do we teach and know that it can get better? Well, as parents, I'm going to put your socks on. I'm going to comb your hair. I'm going to brush your teeth. I want to get it done. I'm tired. Mommy's tired. I want to get this done, right? Especially with 4 kids. But I really consciously made a switch to teaching Cooper. And I want to be clear, I'm not a saint. Please no. Not superhuman. But I want to teach him as much as I can because I'm getting older and I want to have a retirement. I want to have golden years. I want to have years of grandkids. I want to do what retired people do. For me, I'm hoping that's laying on a boat somewhere. I don't know. But I have to teach him as much as I possibly can. And so I've really been working on daily living skills. And often, so I will encourage him to dress himself. So I will grab the clothes and I'll be like, these are your underwear, dude. This part goes in front. These are the shorts, strings in front. Shirt, we always put the writing in with this one in the front, and he'll get dressed and I will say half the time the shirt's on backwards and the shorts are on backwards, often inside out. And you know what? We celebrate like he has just like put on a 3-piece suit. I mean, the willingness to try and the willingness to do is something that's brand new for us. So we're going to keep working with that. Then we nope, those shorts are on backwards. Oh, darn it. Let's take them off. And then he'll giggle and laugh and then we'll take them off. We'll turn them. So see how this is in front and we'll pull up again. I would say 9 times out of 10, his shoes are on the wrong feet, even with the L and the R, even with the, all the things, the 1 and the 2, or doesn't matter. Let's take them off. Let's redo it. Kizik's have been a huge game changer because he can do it himself. I let Cooper put the groceries away. Now, if I'm not there to 100% observe, things happen. We lose chicken and cantaloupes and things like that, but life goes on. Things get broken when we put stuff in the sink sometimes. I just shared a video of him making his own nuggets, and I think some of you noticed how gently he put the plate in the microwave. It's because for so long when he would put things in the sink, he would just throw it. And he didn't understand that it could break. Oh, Courtney, I'm sorry. I'm not part of the registration at all. But I'm sure someone watching this video is. So just stand by. A lot of the people throwing the event are in my supporter group. So I'm sure that one of them will see your message. What else? I think even if you can and so again, please know, parenting is tiring. I just want to get it done. But on the days that I can, I take 2 minutes or 5 minutes and I do hand over hand with him cutting up something. We reach in and grab things. Nope, that doesn't go in the fridge. That actually goes here. Because to speak really vulnerably, Cooper is most likely going to be in a group home someday. I don't know what that looks like. I'm terrified to think about it. I'm not ready, but I can say the words out loud. And I want him to have as many skills as he possibly can. So there's less room for error and vulnerabilities. And I don't know. Showering. I don't know if he'll ever be able to shower alone. I mean, without help. I mean, no, I mean, he still can't turn the water on to the right temperature. I don't think he could figure out hot and cold yet. He can get in. That's new. He gets in, he takes his clothes off, he gets in, takes him a long time, probably like 10, 15 minutes. He has like this whole routine. Sits on the toilet, watches his iPad, and like moves around, and it's like a riot. He's nuts. And then he gets in the shower, and it takes a lot of prompting for him to get the front of his hair wet. So he'll get the back wet. And then I have him hand me the soap, and then I reach a hand in and I scrub his hair really, really good. And then he rinses, then I rinse. And then we wash his body really good. So armpits and the bits and all the parts, feet and everything. And that's where I really check his body too. I check him for marks and bruising and chafing and anything. And I found things before. So just trust me, if you have kids with severe autism, check their bodies. You never know what's going on. And someone will need to do that for the rest of his life. Let that sink in. Someone will need to check his body for the rest of his life. That's a heavy statement. And that's the part. It's like, if I could teach him to bathe himself and do it successfully, then he wouldn't need to have someone in the shower with him, near him, I don't see the showering stuff coming. Never say never, but I just don't. I don't see it. Maybe, but I don't know. It's just like he could never clip or cut his toenails or his fingernails. That's probably not going to come. But I just keep taking little bits, just little bits. And we're starting with kitchen stuff. I think self-care is farther out, but we're starting with kitchen. We're starting with, he could very easily push a vacuum. He could very easily, I don't know if he could bring the garbage out, because I don't know if he would understand if there was like a hole in the bag, like a hole or it ripped, like those sort of things. But there are skills. And so I'm trying to just start thinking more and more of things that he could do. The other kids have chores. He should have a chore too. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't. Yeah. And honestly, one of Sawyer's chores could be helping Cooper with his. I bet Sawyer would get a kick out of that and think that was pretty cool. Yeah. I guess I just share all this because you never think they're going to grow up. You don't. No one ever talks about autistic kids growing up. I mean, we do. Me and you do, but no one else does. They're going to grow up. And you do not want someone who is capable never have been taught something because you were trying to avoid a meltdown. Like that, it just can't be. It just can't be. We're not helping. Someone told me once, and it sounded harsh, but it's not harsh. You're not doing him any favors by making his life easier. Now, I want to be clear. Cooper has like the most beautiful life ever. Just trust me. He is like loved and treasured, but he needs to be pushed a little bit. He needs to be encouraged. He needs to be motivated. I'm not making his life any easier, because one day I'm gone and he could be in a group home and they're going to be like, put your shoes on. Like, you can do this. And it's like, I don't want him learning these skills at 40 that he should have learned at 14. So in saying all that, it's a lot of pressure. I know you're tired. I know. Please know. I know you're tired. I'm tired too. start small. Carry the groceries. Hold the door. Yeah. Thank you guys for the compliments. I appreciate all that. I'm no saint, so please don't think that I think that I'm a saint. I feel like our time is getting shorter. It's getting shorter. Trying to catch up. Well, that's not right. Trying to keep our head above water, I guess. Okay. Hope I motivated you. I hope I hi, Miranda. Well, Miranda, if he's 2, you got a lot of years, girlfriend, to give yourself grace right now. Just love that baby so much. Love them where they are. I know you're scared. I know you are. Have you started early intervention yet or reached out to, just start. But please know that when Cooper was 2, I was an absolute basket case. I was a wreck. I didn't want my kid to have severe autism. I was terrified. I would have took him and ran away and lived in the woods if I could have. Not that would have helped. It wouldn't have, but that's fight or flight. I just give yourself grace. I mean, that's a new baby. 2 is little. 2 is so little. Yeah. I mean, start reaching out, but just give them some time. Start, talk to the doctors, talk to the school, talk to early intervention. I mean, but essentially you have to wait for them to get bigger before you know more. And that's hard. That was always hard for me. I always felt like autism was like, hurry up and wait. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I have to wait for this or I have to wait for this. But it takes time. It all takes time. Okay. So again, I have a trunk or treat coming up in Woodbury. If you are local to the Twin Cities in Minnesota, please come. And we need trunks. So if you have a business, please reach out to me. findingcoopersvoice@gmail.com. We would love to have you do a trunk. It's the cutest kids ever. It's Cooper and buddies and his younger friends, his older friends, and the siblings. So come do a trunk. So, okay. Bye.